Department of Transportation Secretary Jim Trogdon, Emergency Management Director Mike Spragueberry, the Commander of the Highway Patrol, Colonel Glenn McNeil, and Brigadier General Todd Hunt of the North Carolina National Guard, along with Monica McKee, who is here signing for the deaf and hard of hearing. We saw significant snow fall throughout the state. Almost all the kids are out of school again today. It's pretty amazing that a lot of these kids have never seen snow this deep. Our foothills and mountains saw roughly a half a foot of snow. Many places in central North Carolina saw up to a foot of snow. And we were just learning this morning, as the snow was moving out off the coast early this morning, that some of the coastal counties in the Outer Banks saw 7 to 10 inches. This snow took hours and hours to accumulate, but it'll take even longer to melt. The Department of Transportation crews will work as hard as they can, getting to the main roads first, and then to as many of the secondary roads as they can. But we're encouraging people to please be patient. This was a widespread event all across North Carolina. And although we are at full crews, it's cold out there and it is very difficult to get to all of the roads immediately. With temperatures climbing during the day and plunging at night, we can expect roads to be slick again tomorrow morning and possibly even Saturday morning. Now, right now we have about 9,000 homes and businesses that are still without power. About half of those power outages were in Chatham County, where there was significant snowfall. People in Durham, Lee, and Wake also are without power. Utility crews are out there. We're in contact with them. They're working tirelessly to get power back on, and we expect those outage numbers to drop during the day. Nearly all of the state's schools are closed. Several universities and community colleges have canceled classes, and the adverse weather policy remains in effect for state employees. I know that the kids and many of the adults are going stir crazy, but hang in there, parents. The snow will melt. People are working hard to get the roads right again. Our DOT crews, and I visited a number of them, they are working tirelessly to treat and clear the roads, but they can do their jobs better if you stay off the road and let them do their work. This is not the day to learn to drive in the snow. For more on our roads, I want to let Secretary Jim Trogdon of the DOT come forward. Jim?
Thank you, Governor. Since 3 p.m. yesterday, we had 2,000 DOT trucks place an additional 14,000 tons of salt and sand on interstates and primaries throughout our state. In general, our road conditions range across North Carolina as follows. Our interstates, some are clear with icy spots, and they are primarily in the Asheville region, the eastern mountains and foothills just west of I-77, the Charlotte Metrolina region, the Fayetteville region, and the southern coastal region. Interstates that are partially covered with snow and ice will be found predominantly in the Triad, the southern Piedmont, and the Triangle area. And our primary roads, those that are clear with icy spots, are primarily in the western mountains, the Asheville region, the eastern mountains, and the Metrolina area. Those primaries that are partially covered with snow are found primarily in the Fayetteville region and the southern coastal region, and those primaries still covered with snow are in the Triad, the Southern Piedmont, the Triangle, and the northern coastal areas. And then, as you would anticipate, our secondary roads, the majority of secondary roads throughout the state are covered with snow, with the exception of only a few counties. So in general, our focus today statewide is west of I-77. We'll be shifting over to clearing secondary roads today. Forces east of I-77 will still be focused on interstates and our major routes. If you have specific questions about route status, please don't hesitate to use the NC or drivenc.gov app or call 511 if you'd rather speak with an automated system. I'd like to remind everyone that our salt works between 32 and 20 degrees, so any nights like we had last night down to 14 or below, salt will not work, roads will refreeze. So anticipate roads over the next day into tomorrow that may look clear today, may freeze over again tomorrow, and we'll be waiting for the thaw. After tomorrow, we don't anticipate the temperatures to drop below 20 across the state. Thank you.
The good news is that rising temperatures as we head toward the weekend and sunshine will help in the effort, but I do want to commend our DOT crews who are out there working hard. The state of emergency that I declared Tuesday remains in effect until further notice. We still want to be able to have the opportunities to get equipment in when we need to. Department of Transportation crews are quickly clearing roads by pushing any vehicles that may block traffic onto the shoulder, and the National Guard remains ready to respond if called upon. State troopers are marking abandoned vehicles left along the roadways to ensure, and they are expecting them to ensure no one is stranded in these dangerous conditions. I want Colonel Glenn McNeil, the commander of the Highway Patrol, to come forward and tell you a little more specifically what the Highway Patrol is experiencing and doing today. Colonel McNeil.
Thank you, Governor, and good morning. As the storm has moved out, we want to continue to stress safety on our roadways. Throughout the course of the storm, the State Highway Patrol has investigated 2,324 collisions and a total of 3,526 various calls for service as a direct result of this storm. Some of those that have been involved in collisions and call needing assistance did not have to be on our roadways, putting themselves and emergency responders in harm's way. As we have continuously stated, travel should be avoided unless absolutely necessary. This morning, our partners at the North Carolina Department of Transportation continues scraping operations, so please give them room to work. Passing them on multi-lane roadways should be done using extreme caution. Snow-packed and scraped roads have created icy layers, making driving difficult. Please do not assume that because a road has been scraped that it is safe to increase speeds on those roadways. Lastly, please be mindful that emergency responders, our Department of Transportation trucks, towing companies, and utility companies will be hard at work along our roadways and our shoulders on today. Remember the Move Over law. We all want those working tirelessly to provide essential services to us all to make it home safely on today. Thank you, Governor.
We want to encourage coaches, pastors, community leaders who have events scheduled today and maybe even tomorrow, cancel them, because we really don't need to encourage people to get out on the road. We want to thank all of the first responders who are working out there, along with law enforcement and transportation crews and the utility workers who are working to get people's power back on. and we want to give them the opportunity to do their work. I'll go over the safety tips one more time, and then I'll take questions. But in addition to staying off the roads, we encourage you to check on your neighbors, your friends, particularly seniors, to make sure they're doing okay. Protect your pets from the cold. You can get storm updates from Facebook and Twitter under NC Emergency and NC DOT. And as Secretary Trogdon mentioned, along with Colonel McNeil, you can get the latest road conditions with the Ready NC mobile app or drivenc.gov. We'll be glad to take a few questions that you might have. Yes. Yeah, how about, yeah.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to start a little off topic. The announcement that Amazon has selected Raleigh as one of the 20 finalists,
Yeah.
Not Charlotte. Can you speak to that? Can you speak to how far North Carolina is willing to go on incentives to bring them here?
I will answer a little bit after this press conference. I want this to be focused on storm related, and I will meet with you afterward to answer those questions. Yeah, okay.
And this is perhaps for some other folks.
Okay.
Is there any sense that North Carolina is better prepared or better equipped for these storms than some of our southern neighbors? And if so, why is that?
Mike, or any of you guys have a comment on that?
We really can't speak to the preparedness of other neighbors of ours. I can tell you that we have a great state emergency response team here in North Carolina, led by the governor and all his cabinet. So we think that we've got a great team. We continuously refine our resources and capabilities, and always building more capabilities. So, you know, we want to make sure that we're ready for all hazards that come our way. Thanks.
I will say this is an extraordinary event to have this much snow all across the state. You know, we aren't used to that, and we're working as hard as we can. I know DOT is working, our highway patrol is working, but to have considerable snow all the way from the mountains to the coast, and to have the weather this cold after that snow, and the work of clearing state-maintained highways is significant. North Carolina is second in the country in state-maintained highways, only to Texas. So we have a lot of roads out there, and the focus right now is on the primary roads. Secondary roads will come next. We're looking forward to the warmer weather as the weekend gets here. But we're all in this together, and although we have our emergency responders working hard, the public can help us by digging in a little bit longer, staying home. I know we all get stir crazy and cabin fever, but staying off the roads right now is important for us. Yes.
I wanted to ask the governor, you had mentioned encouraging people like coaches and pastors to cancel any events that might be planned. As far as I know, I haven't seen that it's been canceled. There is a basketball game at PNC tonight, and it involved NC State and then also Wake Forest. You have those fans driving in. Is there the possibility of that being canceled? And if not, what's your message to folks who are looking to attend?
That is their decision that they're going to make, but what I would say is the TV is a great place to watch a basketball game. Stay home, watch the basketball game on TV. On a day like today, an evening like this evening, empty seats are okay. If they're determined to have this game, then I encourage fans, unless you can walk, which some of the students might be able to do. And even that can be dangerous on these roads, because you do have people getting out there and you do have cars sliding off the road. So my advice, if they don't cancel this game, would be to watch it on TV, listen to it on the radio, online. That's the most comfortable place to watch it anyway. Other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.